This is Steven Gerrard, Liverpool's greatest ever player, and this is me, being shown just one of many exclusive areas at Liverpool Stadium, finishing at Stevie's favourite place.
If I was to pick one spot, it'd definitely be the...
But we'll get to that. In each spot, Stevie will have one big question that he must answer in order to move on to the next location.
Is there a moment in your career you wish you'd handled differently? Oh, yes.
First up, we head pitchside.
Where do your eyes first go as you walk out here?
Well, just all the way around the stadium, to be honest, just checking the atmosphere out. Obviously, full house all the time. You just feel it. You can feel the hairs on your neck standing up.
Do you ever wish you could just throw on your red shirt and run out there?
Every time I come to Anfield and watch the game, or whether I'm covering it as a pundit, I always wish I was playing. I miss it every day. Capacity's gone up an extra 15,000, so the atmosphere's even better nowadays.
Yeah.
So almost a little bit of envious that I didn't get the chance to play in front of 60,000, but yeah, great atmosphere in this stadium.
But we wouldn't be able to move on to the next spot unless he answered this question.
Standing here now, what's the first memory that hits you? Not the biggest, the one that comes straight away from being at Anfield. I would say making my debut here. I remember sitting on the bench to the right, and Phil Thompson said to me, go on do your warm-up. It was the Blackburn game, it was a league game, and time was running out. And I just remember thinking to myself, oh my God, my dream's going to come true. A dream that I'd chased since I was 7 years of age to play for Liverpool, and to know that I was going to come on the pitch for the first time was probably one of the highlights of my career. If you can try and put all your Christmases into one moment and one feeling, that was me.
Still to come, Stevie takes me to 5 more areas inside the stadium as we take a trip down memory lane.
I think you've got to give credit to Alex Ferguson. He was probably becoming world class when I competed against him, and then further down the line he came here from Madrid and was very much world class.
Right, we made it to the tunnel area. How special is it walking past this infamous Walk of Champions, knowing you contributed to some of these trophies?
That's what the club's all about. It's the club's DNA. When you represent this club, it's about adding to that. It's about trying to change their numbers, and the most successful team in Britain, it's the new generation's players to try and add to that and change it, because we want that to keep building.
Obviously, the tunnel area has quite changed a lot since you used to play. It was a lot narrower and tighter, but the This Is Anfield sign has always stayed there present. What's so special about that sign?
Well, that's the main part of it. You know, the history, the people that have touched that, you know, over many years. That's the most important thing that's remained.
And how does a player earn the right to touch that sign?
Good question. People have different opinions and different views on it. For me, it was just a dream to touch it because I'd seen so many of my heroes do it. But listen, I think once you sign for Liverpool, you're part of the club, you're part of the family, so I think you've got a right to touch it, in my opinion.
And it was only right that Stevie answered this question while standing in the tunnel.
Stood in this tunnel opposite Cristiano Ronaldo, Lionel Messi, and some of the very best to ever do it. Was there ever a moment where you looked across the tunnel and thought, this feels different? Well, definitely with them two. I think I've got a mutual respect for both. They're two of the best players I've ever competed against, whether it be at their place, especially at Anfield. Two players in my generation that operated on a different planet. I think once you're in the zone and you're in this part of the stadium, you're ready to go against anyone, whether that be an individual or a team. I always made sure I was in the zone come this time of the night.
So what was it about Cristiano standing there next year? Because it was during the earlier days of his career.
Yeah, it was. I think he obviously come with a lot of potential, a lot of noise, but credit to the player. I think he evolved and developed really quickly. You could see obviously had all the talent and the skills, and I think you've got to give credit to Alex Ferguson, who obviously helped him mature and grow as a player and a person, and he was probably becoming world class when I competed against him, and then further down the line he came here from Madrid and was very much world class, probably in the best players in the world. So I've played against the young one, the one in his prime, and obviously competed against him as a coach over in Saudi many years down the line.
Having relived Stevie's tunnel memories, it was time to head along the corridor to the media and the press areas.
We're heading into the media area. Once you've been identified, what's the workflow for the media duties as a player?
Well, I think in terms of my career, they sort of got more and more, the more experienced I think as a young player, you get sort of some protection, and the senior players in the dressing room would face the music or go and deal with the media. But I think once you become a little bit older, or you become a captain or a leader in the team, I think you try and take more responsibility and try and do more interviews to protect the younger players. There's been games and days where I haven't felt like doing it, and there's been obviously days where I've got more praise than I maybe deserved. So it is what it is, but I think you have to understand and respect the size of the media. You
Yeah.
have to work with them and respect that they've got a job to do as well.
Next is time for a tricky one.
Knowing what you know now, is there a moment in your career you wish you'd handled differently? Oh yes. Many times, made loads of mistakes. I think mistakes and ups and downs in the game in your career are part of learning and growing and evolving. I've tried to give my best at all times, on and off the pitch, but of course I've had red cards, I've had bad performances, I've said stuff in the media that maybe was a little bit when I'm too emotional. But I'm a human, and I wouldn't change who I am. It is what it is. I've tried to be honest and open and face as much media as I can over the years, and I'll continue to do that. But every player is normal and human. It is what it is.
Yeah.
Still to come, Stevie reveals which of his opponents he wanted on his team instead.
A long list for you, but obviously.
And we get a sneak peek behind the curtain into Stevie's home dressing room as he builds his dream seating plan.
Okay, so this might surprise a few. I would say I'd always pick the best player I played with for Liverpool.
Yeah.
And we get one step closer to ending up at his favourite place in the stadium. Next up, the away dressing room.
Does this feel like unfamiliar territory?
Well, I'm surprised I'm welcome in here, to be honest. Not familiar territory to me, but obviously came up against some incredible teams here at Anfield and some incredible players over the years. It's quite fitting actually that we're in the Newcastle dressing room, because outside of Liverpool, if I wanted anyone to win the league, it'd be Newcastle. They're my number 2 team in the Premier League. No, I've never ever said that, but there you go. That's live for you. But yeah, listen, I mean, it was always fascinating to sort of think in our dressing room, you know, what are they thinking, what's their tactics, who are they going to be trying to stop today? So that's what it's all about.
Yeah.
While we're in the away dressing room, I couldn't not ask him about some of his former opponents.
Some of the greatest teams of all time have been in this dressing room: Fergie's United, Josie's Chelsea and European giants. Looking back at your career, which opponent do you miss going up against the most? Didn't have one really that I miss going up against, but always when you're a Liverpool fan and when you're a local lad, it was always Manchester United and Everton would be the 2 domestic games you'd pick. And then obviously in Europe, you used to always look at the draws, whatever competition you were in, and you'd hopefully try and get a Real Madrid or a Barcelona or an AC Milan. They're the ones you'd be looking for. But if I could play 2 games against 2 opponents domestically, it'd be Everton and United for sure.
And what one player who sat in this away dressing room would you have loved to take over into the home dressing room?
Oh, there've been many. Got a long list for you, but obviously the 2 that speak for themselves would be Ronaldo and you know, Messi for sure.
Yeah.
Probably in this country, you're looking at there's many of them. Alan Shearer's, Roy Keane's, Patrick Vieira's, Thierry Henry's. Played against a lot of world-class players. So yeah, Xavi, Busquets. How long you got? I'll be here all day.
I could listen to Stevie name drop his opponents all day, but it's time to head into the most exclusive part of the stadium, the home dressing room.
It's changed a lot since you used to play, but if you visualise it and close your eyes, what players can you hear? Who's shouting, cheering, making a lot of noise in the dressing room?
You're certainly right, it's transformed a lot. A completely different place, brand new, absolutely incredible. It's similar size.
Yeah.
Similar size, same feeling. In terms of, you know, this is where the preparation went on, this is where, you know, you used to look at each other in the eye before you used to go to battle. So it'd be voices like Sammy Appiah, Jamie Carragher, Pepe Reina, Xabi Alonso, you know, leaders in your team. Torres, Suarez, you know, all these players that you went out to compete with. So yeah, I've been lucky enough to share this dressing room with some incredible footballers, Michael Owens, Robbie Fowler, Steve McManamans. I could go on and the list's endless. But this is the special part of the stadium.
Yeah.
Obviously, the pitch will always be the most important, but this is where all the preparation goes into it. This is where all the game plans and the information, and this is where you get ready and get set to go.
So who did you used to sit next to in the dressing room, and how's that decided?
I'm not sure whether this is the exact area where I was, but it's similar shape, and I used to sit in this corner here, so I'd be just there where Kirkes is.
Yeah. And who would be on your left and right?
It changed as the year went on. Yeah, earlier days, Cara, Danny Murphy would be close. Later on, it would be Coutinho, Jordan Henderson, all them type of players.
Yeah.
I then set Stevie a little challenge.
Take a seat in the dressing room, look at the 2 seats on your left and the 2 on your right from players you've played with. Who do you place in those seats to fill you with the most confidence going into a game? Oof. Well, I'll sit where I used to sit.
Yeah. We can go over here.
And okay, so this might surprise a few. I would say I'd always pick the best player I played with for Liverpool, and that would be Luis Suarez. He would be my first pick. The second pick would be Fernando Torres, because I think him and Suarez were the two best that I played with. They were the game changers that I played behind, and I wish I played with them for longer. So them two get a mention, and it'd be Carra. It'd be Carra just for the sake that when I was given the captaincy at a very young age, he was the leader behind me. He gave me a lot of support, and it was me and him that obviously tried to keep the dressing room together and galvanise it and try and obviously do the job we needed to do. So they'd be the three picks I would pick. But listen, I've played with a lot of top players, a lot of top people. Every player I'd love to give a special mention to. I got on with everyone really. I didn't really have many fallouts in here, which is a good thing. But no, listen, when you're in this dressing room, you're a blessed person. You're very lucky, so you should make the most of it because it flies by. So if there was any message I could give to any of these players in here, is savour every moment and give it everything you've got, because it soon passes you by. And if you're like me, you wish you could go back to the beginning.
We visited some of the most exclusive parts of this stadium, but one question still remains.
Right, Stevie, you kept me waiting long enough. Where's your favourite place at Anfield?
I love it all. I love every bit of it. But if I was to pick one spot, it'd definitely be the Kop end, behind the goal, probably midway up. It was where I first started watching Liverpool. It used to be £4 to get in. My mum used to give me and my brother £10 each. We used to go to the chippy and get the bus down here, and I'd always plonk myself in the middle of the Kop, and you'd be swayed around and you'd be moved around, and they were my first memories, so they'll always have a special place.
And for one last time, I had a burning question for Stevie.
We wanted to know this all day.
What does the Kop mean to you? What makes it so special? And why is it your favourite place at Anfield? My first experience at Anfield was this part of the stadium. The noise and the passion and the feeling and the buzz gripped me from a really young age. I become a Liverpool fan because of my dad and my brother. But when you go and you experience it, this place, especially the Kop, it grips you, and it grips you forever. And to be able to chase dreams and become a player here and win games in front of the Kop and Anfield and to score important goals, it's obviously shaped my life. So, you know, how could I ever forget that? That's the reason why it's my favourite. If I could, or if I had to pick one place to watch my final game, it'd be slap bang in the middle of the Kop.